Hey, welcome to the Cost of Goods Told podcast. My name's Connor. I'm a chef and media producer. I will be joined via phone connection with my co-producer, Darren Lafferty. With everything that's going on, we wanted to try and put together a podcast that's got some information out there for small business owners and those who are in the food service industry. So we called as many people as we could as quickly as possible, and we're trying to produce these podcast episodes as quickly as possible as well so that we can just get some information out there. Hopefully this helps those who are in the industry. Just as a personal note, everybody stay safe. If you need anything, don't hesitate to call, text, or message Cost of Goods Told. I'm going to try and provide as much resources and as much info as possible on the show notes. But please just make sure that you're following the Facebook page and the Instagram page. That's usually where I try and get as much information out as possible. So I'm going to shut up, and then we're just going to jump right into the conversations.
Hey guys, this is Darren from Cost of Goods Told. I want to do another quick interview over the phone with local restaurant, mom and pop, independent, in the West Houston area. I'm joined now by Chris Nikolas of JUST GRK. Chris, how are you?
I'm good. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Hey, thanks for your time. I know you're busy. I know you've been hustling and running around trying to make heads and tails of this COVID-19 pandemic and keep your business open. So thanks for giving me about 10 minutes.
Thank you.
Hey, for the listeners who don't know JUST GRK, you've been in business, I don't know, a year and a half?
No, 2.5 years.
2.5 years. Congratulations. You've been Allison Cook's Top 100 2 years in a row, 2018, 2019. So for all intents and purposes, business has been pretty good, right, up to this point?
Well, up until now, yeah, business has been going good. We've got our good days now and our bad days. And we're struggling to find niches to get people to come in and buy food as family deals.
Yeah, I know that you guys, before the COVID-19, you were primarily a dine-in business. I mean, you did have a little bit of delivery business as well, but you were primarily dine-in, correct?
Correct.
So since this has all come out and, there's new guidelines about distancing from each other and safety rules, cleaning rules, how have you guys changed your business model, or how are you adjusting to the new business model of dealing with the public and keep your restaurant open?
Well, with the cleaning rules, after being in food for over 30 years, cleaning rules really haven't changed much because we were fanatics on cleaning to begin with. Gloves are worn at all times during food prep, during serving, and during handing food to people. We've used a lot of social media and close customer relations to get word out of people to trust us to come and get food for dinners to serve to families from 4 to 8 people, and trying to keep the cost down to make it affordable for people to purchase this. So it's been a task trying to figure it all out.
And these are, creating different menu items, creating different pack sizes are all things you've had to do to sort of adjust, right, to this new way of doing business right now.
Right.
Go ahead.
From four people to 8 people. And
okay.
Here in Texas, I've realized people love their leftovers. So you have to make sure that whether it's 4 people or 8 people, that there's at least 1 or 2 meals for the next day.
Yeah, in my opinion, leftovers also equates to value. So, if I buy a meal but I've got leftovers, I feel like I've gotten a good deal. And I think right now, especially with these times being so difficult, and people being laid off and people being furloughed or people being working from home, every little bit helps, I think. So good job on trying to provide that to your customers.
Thank you.
What you did some delivery, excuse me. You did some delivery before, but were you doing curbside pickup?
Yes, we do curbside pickup right now as well. Before we weren't really in need of curbside pickup because customers used to love to come in and shoot the breeze. But now curbside pickup is a thing where they isolate themselves in the car and pop the trunk open, and you walk up with gloves on and drop it in their trunk and close the trunk lid.
So really the transaction is all taking place over the phone. Whereas before they come in and shoot the breeze and hang out a little bit, now they're calling in their order, you're gathering payment, and then you just drop it in the trunk and they're going.
Right. And it's gotten a little on the more expensive side because now you're doing credit card transactions that is a swipeless transaction you're keying in. So theoretically, it's costing you a few cents more a transaction as well.
Because typically when you swipe the credit card, it is one fee, but when you don't have a credit card and have to enter that in manually, it's a different fee. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, so the cost of doing business has gotten more expensive doing the carryout because now you also have to give a quality box to hold and maintain this food.
So not only are sales declining, but your cost has gone up to do business as well.
Correct.
Gotcha. Are you seeing? Obviously, your sales have gone down. I don't want to assume that because nobody wants their sales to go down. But are your sales down?
My sales are down substantially for lunch because we are in the energy corridor. So 99% of these offices are vacant at this point. So I've lost about 60% lunch-wise. Dinner-wise, after all the hustle and bustle, I've raised dinners quite a bit. But it's still we see days that are great, and then we see days that we wonder why we even bothered opening the doors.
So overall, you're at a net loss during this time.
For the most part, yes.
Are you still able to keep all of your employees? Are they still all coming in?
They are still all coming in because we are an all fresh place, so there is a lot of prep work involved. But the hours, we have cut the hours substantially down to about 10 to 15 hours per employee a week.
Wow. Okay. Well, what do you guys intend to do for the long haul? What kind of changes are you making to withstand the loss in sales and just hope like hell and work as hard as you can to keep the lights on?
Well, what we're really keying in on are these family meals, as well as producing our product that people can pick up raw and they could barbecue it at home or grill it at home, as we say in Texas.
So you're happy to cook it for them, or you're happy to sell it to them in a kit that they can then take home and do themselves?
Correct.
And that's kind of adding some sunshine to all the darkness. Is that right?
Yes, it's showing a little bit of light. There is some promise to it.
And go ahead.
But there is a little bit of cost to it with the advertising on social media over it.
Gotcha. So if you assuming that we all make it through this and assuming that your lights are on, and I'm going to assume that they will be, because I know you're a good businessman and I know you will hustle until you can't hustle anymore. What will you take from this situation that you weren't doing before, whether it be curbside pickup, whether it be family meals, that is working that you may implement and keep for later?
I think I am going to keep the whole family family meals kits going, and trying to recreate meals that are customer friendly at the same time that stick to our theme, but basically comfort food where they can come in, get it all at once, and walk out the door. I think if everything goes well, we'll continue doing that and being a more family-oriented place.
And it sounded like earlier you mentioned social media. There's a little cost to that. Have you increased your advertising on social media, or were you already doing that before?
We were doing it before, but we have increased it. We had cut back on it a little bit, and now we've increased it once again, which is really tough because it's getting the right times. Now the times that people are on social media are completely different times than what it used to be.
Sure.
So getting into the key times is a little confusing right now.
That's a really good segue into my final question for you, which is, it sounds like there's a couple of things that you've done to help keep your employees engaged and coming to work, number one. And it sounds like you're paying your rent or paying at least some bills. And that is the meal prep, the meal offerings, right, for family meals, and also
Correct.
Social media and increase. Is there anything else that you would recommend to other business owners that would help them also be successful?
What I look at is, talking with your customer without making it look like you're begging your customer to keep coming, is one real key thing. They're in a hurry to get the hell out of there to begin with because of fears.
Yep.
But keeping engaged, I maintain all my customers' phone numbers that order, and I make it a routine now to call every customer about an hour and a half after they've picked up their food to make sure that everything was there and everything tasted good.
So customer follow-up.
Yeah, with a direct phone call.
It's interesting because we are in the service industry, and when I say that, it's become increasingly difficult to do so because now you don't have that face-to-face interaction, or is not as much. So obviously, right. A phone call, an email, a text is the next best thing we can do at this point in time, and I think that's a great idea.
Right, and I think the phone call is a lot more personable if you have the phone number.
Sure. Well, Chris Nikolas from Just Greek, West Houston, tell everybody where they can find you and tell everybody where they can place an order.
Well, we are at 11325 Katy Freeway, in between Kirkwood and Willcrest. You can order online at our website through Hunger Rush, pay by credit card through that. The menu it walks you completely through the menu, or you can give us a call and we can walk you through the menu, get your food ready, and then if you want curbside pickup, we'll walk it out as soon as you call us that you're here.
Website is justgreek.com. And what's your phone number, Chris?
Website is justgreekgrill.com.
Justgreekgrill.com. Thank you. And phone number?
The phone number is 832-623-6048.
Chris Nikolas, thank you for joining us. Get to work, and God bless you, my man. Hey, thanks for joining us. Everybody support local restaurants and check out Just Greek. Have a good day, man.
You too, man. Thanks.
Thanks. Bye-bye.